This little piece of hair, it just sticks up. And on Zoom, that just looks horrible, right? So I grab my little flat iron, right? And I try really hard to get it to lay down. And the more I try to get it to do what I want, the less likely it is to do what I want. And then it occurred to me, aren't people like that? Think about that person that you work with, right? That person that if they would just play nice in the sandbox, if they would just do what they were supposed to do, right? And so you start by trying to make it easier for them, maybe change the systems a little bit. Then you have these conversations with them and maybe they disagree or maybe they agree, but nothing changes. And then you try talking to their bosses about it and their bosses start talking to them about it. And no matter what, they just dig their heels in further and are less likely to change. So what can I do instead? Instead of trying to coax my hair and put water on it and let's try that. Yeah, and use the curling iron on it and all these kinds of things. What are some other options? Well, one option might be not to be so married to my hair being perfect in the first place. What would happen if we let people do what they do in the workplace and it be different as long as they still did in the end mostly what they needed to do? And then secondly, this idea that says maybe there's a better hairstyle for me, maybe this isn't the right hairstyle. Maybe there's a different way I could do it that it wouldn't stick up. Maybe I really need to listen to some of the ideas that people have and some of the things that people say in order to improve and modify my own way of being. Maybe in the end, it's not about trying to coax them, maybe not trying to force them, but sometimes in the process of accepting them and accepting the way they are, then they can come to their own conclusions and decide on their own that they want to do it differently. When they're not so busy trying to defend themselves against being attacked, then, and maybe only then, are they able to be more rational and able to actually think through a better way. So, what if we all work on taking those things we try to force into submission and looking at some other options and alternatives?